Hello, Sign Mime class. Today I want to talk a little bit about storytelling. How do you start? How do you analyze it? What do you look for? If anyone asked you to explain your favorite movie, it might require the same amount of time to tell that movie as it takes to watch it, right? All of the parts are really interesting. Everything about the story is interesting. How do you know where you can shrink it and do a summary or cut to the end? Find out the answer to that. Well, I am here to tell you that every book, story, movie, play, even deaf joke that you watch, they all have 4 parts. They have a lot more than that many times, but they all have a basic 4 parts. They have exposition, like, showing. Exposition, that in the story, you want to hook your watcher. Receiver wants to see who is in the story. So what are the characters? They want to know what's happening right now. They want to know where is it happening. Here? Other place? On another planet? And when? Past, present, future? So every story that you watch will have those 4 parts. The beginning. Exposition, which has who, what, when, where. That's where we start to hook the viewer. The next part is we add a character. We add the bad guy, the antagonist. And that happens with the conflict. There's always a problem. So you start with exposition, and in there will be the protagonist, and then it moves to conflict with the antagonist. There's 2 parts. The third part is climax. In the climax, you have the most exciting part of the story. So it's the car chase, or it's the fight. It's a physical change that happens. Like, for example, in Harry Potter, that's when Harry has to confront the evil magician Voldemort. And you expect Harry will lose. He's a kid. He's just started learning magic. Voldemort's an adult. He's skilled. You think he's just going to beat Harry. But no, it changes. And there is a climax during the fight where the power changes. That's climax. And that leads to resolution, the ending. It may not be a clear ending, but it's a place where the story can rest and the audience feels comfortable with that. So the 4 parts of a story: exposition, conflict, climax, and resolution. The 2 main characters you have is protagonist and antagonist. And under that, you will have characters who support the protagonist, characters who support the antagonist, and then you have small characters that are really there just to add color to the story. So that's your basic plot line. When you're watching a story or you're trying to figure out, what do I keep, what do I cut? When I'm trying to write or explain a summary of a story that you've seen, you need to know that plot line. Exposition, wow, show. Conflict, problem. climax, action, and resolution and ending. That will show up in a lot of deaf jokes, deaf storytelling, visual work. It's often in visual vernacular, common everyday ways of signing. It's just a simple way of building a story. Think of your basic fairy tale. Okay, in the beginning, you have Little Red Riding Hood. And you have Mom in the exposition. So Little Red and her mom are talking about Grandma's sick and the little girl wants to go visit Grandma. Mom says, okay, here's a basket of good things to eat, but you need to control yourself. No stopping on the way. Don't talk to strangers. You go straight to Grandma's home. Yeah, sure. So you know who, little girl, Mom. You know what, she has to go visit Grandma. You know where, they're in a woods. You know when, it's once upon a time. So there's the exposition. Next, you have the conflict. A wolf shows up and starts talking to Little Red Riding Hood. Well, she breaks the rule. Mom already said, don't talk to strangers. You go straight to Grandma's house. Problem, the wolf says, hey, little girl, where are you going? And she's like, oh, me? Oh, well, I'm just going to Grandma's house. What do you have in the basket? And the little girl says, oh, there's cookies and things for Grandma to eat because she's sick. The wolf goes, interesting. You and the Grandma. Where does Grandma live? And the girl just tells them everything. Oh, you have to walk through the woods, uphill, down, around, over the river, the bridge. That's her house. And the wolf is like, good. Nice to meet you. And he leaves. So you think, oh, not that bad. That's fine. Little girl continues. She's playing around. She's smelling flowers. She arrives a little bit late. The wolf arrives first. He knocks on the door. He fakes being Little Red Riding Hood. I come to see you, Grandma. He gets in. Grandma, help. And the wolf replaces her. He either kills her or he puts her in a closet. And he becomes Grandma. Dressed all in Grandma clothes. Kind of maybe the first fairy tale drag character. And in the climax, Little Red shows up. She comes in, the famous lines where she says, Grandma, what big ears you have. Grandma, what big eyes you have. Grandma, what big teeth you have. And the wolf says, yeah, the better to eat you with. And they chase. They run around. It's physical. So there's that. The car chase, the fight, the chase. And she's screaming, help. That's climax. And then the end of the story, you have the hero, the axe guy or the lumberjack show up, kills the wolf, saves the girl and Grandma, and everyone lives happily ever after. So you can see how even a basic fairy tale can give you clear examples of those 4 parts of a plot line. Hope that helps you understand. If not, email me. I want you to be sure to look in my courses at the assignment. There will be an assignment every week. Look under quizzes. There will be a short quiz every week. And please talk to me in the discussion area. I love to hear what you think, how you're feeling. And if you get really lost or confused and you want, email me anytime, lrdnpa@rit.edu. And I'm happy you came to class. I hope you're enjoying Sign Mime.